to Season 5, Round 11 Singapore, as we head in under the lights at Marina Bay. And yeah, joining me for the first time is Arbar.
Yeah, hey, how's it going, man? Excited to be here.
Yeah, let's see what the weather is like. The Tier 1 race was quite wet, but it's the longest race of the season, and I'm sure the drivers will face those challenges, as the
Well,
qualifying seems to be dry for now.
I
Let's
think as
see.
soon as people start going out on tires, we'll have an idea if we have rain in the race.
Yeah, the usual strategy for this track is medium to hards, but also soft to hard as possible. So we'll see what the drivers do. There can be some variance in the strategy, but as you can see, some people are already fitting the hard tires, so that's an indicator that they'll qualify on mediums.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see if some guys will choose to start on the softs just to move themselves up the grid.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to overtake around Singapore, so yeah, wouldn't be surprised. As it is the start of qualifying, let's talk about the championship standings right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so the title could be decided tonight, but yeah. So Fatal leads Bersey by 35 points, and Juventus also, I think, a further 10 points behind them. So three drivers could win the championship, but it looks likely for Fatal. But you never know. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's a really tricky track and it's a really long, hard race, so anything can happen. Guys can get wing damage, so really anyone's race to win.
Yep, drivers starting to go out on track as Peyton is the first one, Ferrari man, on a set of hards, followed by his teammate Kano. Now, I don't think they're trying to do slipstream, but I haven't seen anyone try it this week. But
Well,
would be
it's
a
really
nice thing.
tricky, but they might think they can get a few tenths here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a street circuit, but the run down to turn 5 is quite long. Is it turn 5 or turn 6? One, two, three. Well, whatever. You know, the corner after the DRS zone.
I think it's five because there's that little kink, but oh,
Mhm.
and P Dog is slowing down, so they are not going for that toe.
Yeah.
Also, word from the Red Bull garage, it is a dry race.
Okay, all dry, so yeah, it's not surprising that people are starting to go out on a set of hard tires. Uh, as yeah, Peyton is slowing down to let others go by, and I think the first man out on the lap will be Peyton. No, not Peyton, Connor. So we can run on board with him.
Yeah, any idea of what you think the pole time is going to be tonight?
All time. Hmm. Well, it depends on which tire it's on, but I think we can maybe break into the 35s.
Yeah, 100%. Um, I expect the championship leaders, Fatal, Juventus, and Jersey will at least be around that 36 flat on the mediums.
Yeah, it's possible, and I'm sure these drivers will be pushing to the limit as the title fight is very close, and they'll be trying their best to, you know, increase their chances of winning the race and staying in the fight for next week at Japan.
Yeah, 100%. I think the goal for second and third in the championship is have a good result and be able to take the championship fight one more week. Um, Need to
Yeah,
be scoring good points though.
so the permutations are if Fatal finishes on the podium, he is champion, I think, because yeah, the gap is 35 points. Bersey and Juventus need to be within 26 to have a chance. So yeah, if Fatal finishes on the podium, I don't think Bersey or Juventus can do anything to. Yeah,
Yeah, I think all Fatal needs to do is just have a good clean race, score some points, and it'll be more or less decided.
Speaking of the championship rivals, the two Red Bulls have opted to go out on different tires. Juventus on softs and Fatal on hards, so vastly different strategies.
That's very interesting. I wonder if Juventus is looking to do something tricky here.
Yeah, let's see what our first time is. Oh, it's a 40.0. I'm sure he can go better than that, but the hards are quite a slow tire, so... Yeah, saying that he's 7/10 clear of Gru and Peyton. So actually a good first lap from Kano.
Yeah, not bad at all. These fast laps on the hards can be tricky, getting the tires up to temperature and then linking it together on your first lap.
Yep, true. Let's see who else is on a lap. Yeah, iFunner coming through sector 3, but yeah, he's invalidated, so he's saving up his battery to have another run.
I'm very excited. I see 4 drivers have fitted the softs, so we might get a few alternate strategies, which could make it quite difficult on people just doing the standard medium strategy.
Yeah, the hards do last quite long, so theoretically you could just start on softs, go for about 5-6 laps, and just survive with the track position. Then yeah, just
Well,
fit on the
and
hards and go to the end.
it can be so hard to pass here. Even with the softs overheating like they do, you could really make it work. And as we saw in the Tier 2 race a couple days ago, really those hards will last almost the entire race and be alright.
Yep, true. I think Bodod's about to complete his lap. No, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong guy. Who is that?
Fatal is on a lap
Yeah,
right now on
Fatal.
the hards.
Yep, coming through the last sector. Let's see if we can break into the 39s for the first time. I wouldn't be surprised if
I'm
the
excited.
championship leader can do it.
Ooh,
38.4.
30. Wow, okay.
Much quicker. Yeah, I mean,
Showing why he's top of the championship.
yeah. A rather big gap, but I'm sure it'll be closer as the likes of Juventus, Andrew, and other top runners do their runs.
Yeah.
And these first runs are just to get used to the track. And oh,
Oh, wow.
but Bursey only 18,000
A solid lap.
at purple last sector. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, these first ones are just to get used to the track, and you'll be able to give it all on your medium or soft lap.
Yeah, well, it's always interesting to watch these one-shot medium qualities because just the pressure to complete a lap and not invalidate it, just immense.
Yep.
Now, oh, thought
I think
Bodhad was gonna do a lap on softs, but he pits.
Yeah, I think Kano's the next one to cross the line, but I think he's backed out again. Yeah, it doesn't look like a quick lap, so let's go back to... I think Peyton's on a lap? Yeah, Peyton's 1.1 seconds up, so he's definitely on a lap, and as it stands, this would put him P3, but I think he'll be able to find some time in the last sector too. Let's see what he does. Heading into this very tricky corner, it's very easy to clip the inside curb here or just go deep and hit the wall, but yeah, the Ferrari man takes it cleanly. Coming through the last 2 turns, the fastest corner at this track, and Peyton, it's a 39 flat, not quite in the 38s, but still a good time on the hards.
Respectable.
Yeah. So the first one to put on a set of mediums is Gru, but he's still in the pit lane, so yeah, we'll have to wait a few more minutes till we see drivers go out on track with mediums. But so interestingly, Juventus went out on softs earlier but didn't do a lap, so I think he was bluffing. Now he's
Hoping
on
to catch
hards.
someone out.
I've seen people do it before, but yeah, it doesn't look like anybody got caught out by it.
No, and with Bodhad and Andrew on the softs but not going out, I assume that the field will just be going for mediums at the end.
Yep. So
Um,
let's go across to... Is Fatal on a lap again? Yeah, he's pushing. Let's see if he's up during the second sector split. As the Ferrari lets him out of the way. Oh, he's marginally up, but yeah, he can still find
yep.
some time there. As I think Imran's getting close to completing his first lap. Let's see if he can put himself in a... Oh!
Ooh.
That's Porridge, and then not Porridge, Arkarka, I think, spinning right in front of him.
It's a
Lucky
unique
to
way to get
Imran.
out of a hot lap.
Yeah, just wanted to let him go in style. As Imran, a 40.1 into the top 5, but yeah, quite some way off the leader. As Fatal improves his time even more, 38.0. So, yeah. Oh, no.
He's
Ah,
oh,
really? I thought he would... Well, that's interesting.
he must have been waiting for people to go through and couldn't get out of the way.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch that, but yeah, that's unlucky. But at least he'll... There's only 12 drivers, and he'll be able to have a free tire choice. So, I mean, it could work to his advantage at the end of the day, but it's still unfortunate for the McLaren
Yeah.
driver.
Well,
Let's
that's a
see.
great point. If you're outside of the top 10, what tire would you be going on to?
It's interesting. I mean, hards to mediums could work because the mediums will be quite quick at the end, and you have a safety car chance. But if that safety car comes out at the wrong time, like let's say lap 10, you're, I mean, in a really bad position, and you don't have much choice. I don't know what
100%.
Arkaka will do. Let's look at his teammate, Porridge Barrow, as he sets his first lap of the day. It's a 41 too.
And it looks like Juventus just completed a lap, but invalidated fairly late on.
Yeah, I think he'll need to come back to the pits now and put a set of mediums on and just ignore the hard one. So it will be truly like a one-shot quali for him because he hasn't got a time in yet. So he needs to be
Yep, and
careful.
especially when he's fighting with Fatal and Burzy, who are first and second right now, you don't want to be starting down in 11th.
Yep. So the only person out on softs is Botard, and yeah, so he's going
Pushing.
with the alternate strategy. Yeah, pushing. Unless he aborts right here. We might see our fastest lap of the day so far. Is it into the 36s, 37s?
Oh!
35, 8, 2.2
Wow!
seconds quicker. Now that's a
That's
difficult time to beat. I mean, even
that,
on...
that I think that has a chance of standing when people get running on the mediums. Wow,
yeah,
great lap.
yeah, great for Alfa Romeo. With obviously Bodard's teammate DK missing today, he'll be the only Alpha helping them towards the Constructors' Championship. So yeah, important for Bodard to get that ball.
Now it looks like Red Bull has taken the constructors, but between Alpha and Haas, there's only about quick maths, 20 points, 17 points between the two teams for second.
Yeah, very close, and both teams have only one driver tonight, so it's basically a straight fight between Bodard and Burzy. But I think
Yep,
Burzy will be more concerned about the fight in the Drivers' Championship against Fatal.
100%. Yep. Oh, totally.
So no one's put on the softs yet, so no response to Bodard so far. Juventus is being held up in the pits for some reason. Okay, now he's in. Thought it was a glitch.
Now, is anyone out on a lap currently?
Kano is on a slow lap, but he's using ERS. Yeah, I think he's gonna come into the pits. Can
Yep.
what he was doing there. Yeah, Bodard back
Andrew
into the pits. Yeah,
Andrew looks
Andrew.
like he's just starting a fast lap on the mediums.
Yeah, not set a time yet so far. Very competitive driver, so yeah, let's see what he can do. Heading into turn one. Third gear, interestingly. Then down to second for turn 3, then full on the power. Important to get the traction out of these corners since the straights are quite long relative to the rest of the track. But I think Andrew's done a fine job with the exits. Heading into the sector 1 split, let's see what this is. It's a 26.9. It says it's purple, so...
Purple. Yep.
Sometimes it's glitchy, but if it is purple, it's very impressive from him. On a set of medium tires. It looks like a tidy lap so far. Not adjusting his ERS, interestingly. I've seen other drivers do that, but yeah.
Yeah, I will say, if you're on 5 the whole lap, at the end you will run out, so might hurt his time at the end.
Yeah, I think it will run up, but let's see when.
Another purple sector.
Indeed. Juventus is out on hards again. That is interesting.
That is...
So he's planning to start on hards, he doesn't have time to come back to the pits, so he's committed to that. I'm surprised.
I don't know how I feel about that choice, to be honest.
Well, Fatal was able to do a 38.0, so I mean, he can get up there, but I don't know what the other drivers will do on a set of mediums. We'll find out with Andrew. 37.9. It's close to Fatal's hard time, so I mean, Juventus could beat it theoretically, but those tires will be a few laps old by now, so they won't be at their maximum performance.
If Juventus can qualify fairly high and then there is no early safety car, he might be in a very good position.
Yeah, true. iFunner 7/10 up. It says he's purple, but I don't believe it. We saw with Andrew, I think it's just glitched.
Probably just a personal best, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he scrapes the wall with his right side tires. Yeah. iFunner isn't at the best of seasons, but P7 would be a great qualifying position for him. And I think, yeah, he could get into the top 6 if he has a good last sector. Could carry a bit more speed at the final corner. 38.6. Nicely done from him. I think Bursey's on the lap. He's 4/10 up through the first sector. Okay, let's see what the Haas driver can do. Can he get anywhere near the 35s on a set of mediums?
Oh, and Ian Valls.
Yep.
Woo!
Seen that. Now, does he have time for another run? Because it's 35 seconds.
Does he have the time, but does he have the fuel?
Yeah, that's true as well. As Imran goes P4, just 400s behind Andrew. There's a Williams going off. The Andrew retires.
Juventus on a hot lap hits iFunner, who ran into the wall. That is...
Yeah, I've seen it. That is very unlucky.
No.
It's going to block Fatal too. Yeah, Fatal has to abort.
Oh, and Bodhod crashes as well. Elsewhere on the track, but...
Well, chaotic end to qualifying. The
drivers are really struggling, I guess, at the end here. Wow.
Oh, Fatal did do a lap. I thought he was on a hot lap, but yeah, it's a 36.1 P2, so Bodod's still on pole. And it doesn't look like it's going to be taken away unless Grugrok's king. On a set of softs. Can he do it?
This is going to be a very exciting race with that collision. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, things will be said about it, but unlucky for Juventus. Although he still has a chance. I mean, he still has the free tire choice, so it's not like, yeah, we'll see what happens.
It'll be very important for him, especially being down the grid like that, to just keep his nose clean, be consistent, and just don't rush it. It's very hard to overtake.
I think Grugrok's king is aborted as well, his soft one. I mean, yeah, looking at his throttle inputs, yeah, this is not a quick lap, so he aborts, and I think that's everyone.
Yeah.
So there's a
Well,
grid done.
well, congratulations to Bodhod for having a pretty solid lap on the softs to get pole.
Yeah, only 3 tenths ahead of Fedor though on the medium, so Fedor did do a good lap, but it wasn't enough to top the soft winner Alfa Romeo driver. But critical for Fedor, I mean, his championship chances are even better now because he's P2, Bursey's P6, and Juventus is P11, so yeah, if he keeps it clean, there's a good chance of him securing it today.
Yeah, it's exactly where you want to be. If he can get by Bodhod right away, he'll be in just complete control of the race.
Yep, true, but Barad will get the better start. Well, is likely to get the better start on the softer compound tire.
Wow. So there's our grid for the Singapore Grand Prix.
Yep, it's the Australian Barad on pole, then followed by 3 Americans and followed by 3 Canadians. So yeah, nations attracted to each other. Then it's a Ferrari 8-9 with Peyton Ancona and Push Power, the last driver to set a lap time. Juventus in P11 and Arcaka after being disqualified rather unfairly, let's say. So Juventus' only lap time, which was an invalid 38.0, so it would have put him P5 had he not invalidated his hard lap.
Yeah, gonna be a very hard grid to work through, I think. But it's Singapore. It's a long race. Anything can happen.
Yeah, Juventus really needs to keep out of the incidents at turn 1, and I think patience is going to be key for him here. Because if we look at the last weeks, I mean, I think he's shown that he's the quickest on raw pace, but I think consistency-wise and just keeping it clean and getting the result, he's struggled a bit. And yeah, I hope he can change that today because he's a really good driver.
Oh, 100%. Just a few really unfortunate retirements this season have kept him back a bit, but
Yeah,
we'll see how he
especially
does today.
Hungary and Belgium, and I think Canada too. It could have put him right up with Fatal, no doubt. But it's not over yet, so we'll see.
I will say, a lot of times watching these AM2 races, they've been exceedingly clean. Not a lot of safety cars in the last few races. So I wonder if that'll change here with the more technical track.
I think the first 2 or 3 races had quite a bit of safety cars, but I think as the grid number started to get a bit less with less drivers, I think there hasn't been that much safety cars.
Yeah, and it must be said there's been just massive improvement in all
Yeah,
these
true.
drivers throughout the season.
A lot of these drivers were beginners at the start, and yeah, I think they've improved. Especially like, let's say Connor, he was struggling when he first started here and got P4 in the last race. So
Now, talking about strategies for the race, what do you predict the fuel loads will be for the drivers around here?
well, it's not really a. It doesn't really require fuel. It depends on the driving style. I usually burn a lot of fuel, so I would put like 2 laps in. But I mean, I've heard people underfuel their cars and just save it through sector 2. And I think that could be something Bodot is considering just to help manage his tire temperatures during the first stint because a lighter car would be better on soft tires.
Yeah, it'll be so important on those softs to just be consistent, try to keep the tire temps down because as we've seen in a few other races, they really like to overheat almost as soon as you're off the grid. So
Yeah. Well, if you look at the tire choices, both Juventus and Arcaka on hards, well, the alternate strategy has sort of become the main strategy here with the amount of hard runners.
that's very interesting. Um,
It should be a cracking race with 3 different strategies. So, what are your predictions for today? Asking the chat as well, of course.
well, so just glancing at the chat first, Raza says Fatal, Bursey, and Bodhod for the podium, which if I'm making any prediction for tonight, it's that Fatal will command this race and get the win. It'll be hard for his championship rivals to get up to where he is, and if he keeps it clean, it's his to lose, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he should have a problem securing the title today, but you never know. I mean, you couldn't have predicted at the start of last week when he got the wing damage and yeah, with the incident with Bardat actually. I don't wish that he would come back and get a great result. And Juventus, who was dominating the race, ending up pointless. I mean, you never know these things. I think Juventus will be the one to watch as always. Just him and Berzi, I think they'll be fighting through the field quite quickly.
Yep. As long as they can keep the moves they make clean, I think they have a decent shot at some good points. But it's so easy to get impatient here.
Yep. So lining up on the grid, the drivers will make sure that their tire temperatures are at the optimum range, which is usually around 90 degrees Celsius, but I don't know about Fahrenheit.
Very excited to see if Bodhod can keep Fatal behind him through turn one.
It will be great to watch out. Also, watch out for the battle between third, fourth, and fifth, because they'll be interesting on the same strategy as the lights are going out, and we are underway in Singapore, and I think Fatal got a great start there actually. The Williams looks like he has a good start too.
Wow.
As he dives down the middle, but he has to back out, and oh,
huge
Gru hits him.
contact.
A lot of contact, and I think Berzi got damaged, but I can't tell. We'll have to look at our telemetry for that. No, I think his wing is fine, but Grugark's King, I think, has really struggled here as he taps Berzi and spins around.
Oh, grew into the wall.
That's a very unlucky start for the Mercedes driver, and yeah, I think what happened was Andrew got such a good launch from third, then he had to back out, not to cause contact between the top three. Then Guru didn't see it and just hit him, and that caused the carnage.
Well, and I think Imran also was in that in some way, but his wing looks all right.
Yeah, we can look at our telemetry as always, supplied by our beautiful Thibaud.
So looking at it, P-Dog with right wing damage, and then Andrew with major left wing damage as well.
Yeah, see, the problem with Peyton is if he has to pit now, can he make it to the end on 2 sets of mediums? Or, I mean, this is severely compromised his strategy.
Well, this is just the issue with the hards, right? Anything early on in the race really.
Oh, Bottas
really
hit the wall.
Oh no.
At turn 18, I think. So he definitely has wing damage and has to pit
No
in this
right
time.
end play. He's staying
He
out.
stays out, but he'll be very slow through the last corner, and I think Fatal could get him here. But will
Well,
he
he has
choose
to.
No, he stays behind.
This could really hurt him. Imran was about 3 seconds back, but now it's gone down to almost 2 seconds.
I think Guru's had another off. He's 15 seconds behind. I saw him go off in the mini-map, and I think he'll need a safety car now to get back in the races. Fatal goes down the inside, which will now become the outside to take the lead, and I think it's smart for Bada to not fight it.
Yeah, he really just wants to have a smooth drive right now. No use fighting Fatal. But he has a really good chance to run away with this now.
Yeah, his teammates down in P8 and other championship rivals in P4.
Looking at Juventus's situation, he is right in the middle of a train, and it's going to be very hard to get out of it. Yeah,
true. And Peyton has damage, so I mean he should be able to clear him easily. But after that, Andrew and iFun are on mediums. Oh, Juventus is going deep.
Oh,
he's at the wall.
Taps the wall.
Whenever I talk about him, something just happens to him, and yeah.
The commentator's curse is probably the real thing.
I can't tell if he has wing damage. I mean, he hit the wall quite hard, but
I don't think so.
Well, he can get back in the race. Only lost a few seconds.
Yeah, I think a lot of drivers now will be hoping for a safety car.
And Bardodd has actually, he's doing surprisingly well with his damage.
Only a second off of Fatal.
And
As well,
maintaining the gap to Imran.
Burzy is around that 8-10, so it kind of looks like he's struggling to keep up, if I'm being honest.
Well, he's on the hard tires, but yeah, the
Imran
race
on
will
the
sort of
mediums,
come
yeah.
to him. I think he's done a good job so far, but I think he needs a well-timed safety car in order to be in contention with Fail, I think.
Yeah, the grid is kind of splitting into about three clear groups with the top four, and then a middle three, and then the bottom four kind of all starting to cluster together.
Yeah, as Juventus passes the first of the orange McLarens ahead
Good moves.
in Porridge Power. Yeah, and I think iFunner is a good name to mention here. He's up in the top 5. You don't usually see that. Well done to him. He's kept it very clean.
And with a pretty good gap to Andrew, it must be said.
Yeah, great pace so far. I don't know if Andrew has damage. I don't think so. I mean, he was spun round at the start, but I think he held on
And
just fine.
Juventus is now, after getting past Porridge, right on the back of Arcaka.
Yeah, doesn't really get the best exit. Just needs some patience here. Can't really send it.
No, that I think at the end of that straight is probably one of the more challenging places to make an overtake.
Yeah, you
Um,
need to have a huge grip advantage in order
ooh,
to get the better exit.
he's you can tell he's antsy behind Arcaka,
Oh,
braking
Arcaka's
later
gone deep. Yeah,
as
he's
Fatal sets another fastest lap.
the bite odds in. I'm not surprised. He can make it to the end on a set of hearts, but he'll definitely change his wing. So yeah, he needs to push hard not to be jumped by Imran and Bursey in the pit stops.
And Juventus side by side with Arcaka into turn one. Runs a
He's
little
slightly off
deep.
track, but yeah, hangs on. I think Peyton and Andrew are quite close. Let's see what happens. The Williams doesn't have DRS, so he'll be vulnerable, but Peyton chooses to stay behind. Yeah, so
Now, Peyton on those harder tires, what lap do you think the pace for the mediums will start falling away?
well, the mediums can last around 16, 17 laps maybe, but they'll really start going off by lap 12, I think, and I don't think the drivers will be hanging around until those laps. I expect to see them around lap 9, lap 10 for a set of hards and just push flat out to the end.
Yeah.
Speaking
Um,
of hard runners, the two McLarens are very close. Arcaka and Porridge. We might see a move. Also Juventus on Kano. Doesn't
can't
go
get
for
it
it.
done. Nope. But this is what you want. You want the car ahead of you to be fairly close without DRS, otherwise you're gonna get stuck for a while.
Yeah. I don't think the hard strategy has really worked for these drivers so far. They've lost a lot of time, like compared to the medium runners of Fadel and Imran. And I
Yeah.
think the first lap carnage. Oh, I think Arcaka hit the wall again. Yeah, I think he's in the pits now.
Now the silver lining for his teammate is he will be able to make up maybe a bit of ground on Juventus.
Yeah, Bursey's also in DRS range for P2. He has some impressive pace on the hards. Only one
Yeah,
to be really hang out with leader so far.
it's easy to forget that some guys are on mediums and hards because the pace overall seems more or less consistent.
True. Juventus passes Kano into, I think it's turn 7. Yeah, I need to check that. Oh, Juventus hit the wall. But just with the face of the tire. Oh, Kano's gonna be.
Oh, Kano in the wall.
Yeah, that's definite wing damage. That. I'm not sure how that happened. He didn't make contact. I think he just missed his braking point and went deep. Yeah, he'll need to pit now, and that doesn't help the horse strategy again. So
No, he's in a really tricky spot now.
it'll have to be a 2-stop with the mediums, I think.
Now, yeah, as far as drivers close to each other, mainly just Andrew and P Dog and Imran and Burzy staying really close together.
Yeah, I think P-Dog's pace has been quite good considering he has a damaged wing and Andrew's on softer tires, so I would expect him to pull away, but no, the Ferrari man is sticking with him.
Now Burzy fairly close to Imran going into turn one. If he can get a really good release, might be on for a move. He has a lot of ERS at his disposal here.
Yep, you're correct. Let's see if he can do
Ooh.
anything there.
Imran was a little tight there.
Multiple drivers getting penalties, but I think the Canadian will be past the American.
Takes the outside.
Oh, the Renault brakes later, but will the
Oh,
switchback work? Oh,
not
bit
at
slidey
all.
from Bursey. No, he'll have to wait another lap to have a go.
Meanwhile, Fatal is pulled up to 6.5 seconds on these two. It'll be, unless there's a safety car, it's going to be very difficult to catch up to him.
Yeah, I think we've seen many times this season when Fatal gets into the lead, he just never lets go of it.
Yeah, very consistent when he gets into those positions for sure.
So if we look at the gap to leader, Bodard's about 29 seconds off the leader, so actually I think he could still be out in net P2.
Bodhard on the mediums. I didn't notice that. I
Oh,
thought he would have gone to the hards.
yeah, me too. I think he's doing a two-stop actually. I don't know if it will work because he lost a fair amount of time with the wing damage.
If it all depends on, I guess, the pace and towards the end of the race if he comes into a lot of traffic.
Yep, true. Now Juventus is caught up to Peyton, the other Ferrari.
Now I
This,
think this is where it's gonna be difficult because T-Dog has DRS on Andrew.
but runs wide because of his wing damage and yep,
Wow.
down the inside.
Great move. Great
Gets
move.
the move done. Can Bursey do anything into the braking zone?
Looking a bit far.
No, he's too far behind.
Quite a bit.
Juventus, oh, he might make two moves in one sector.
This is so important.
Yeah, very nicely done. Oh, but it's not over. Bit of wheel banging, but I think it's all
This
okay.
Yeah, Andrew just didn't have the tractions on the outside either, so Ventus is free to chase down the Racing Point, who we had a bit of a collision with in qualifying.
Yep. With that said, iFunder's done an excellent job so far.
He is having just an outstanding race. Really, really good.
Yeah, let's not curse him and yeah,
No,
just stay away from him.
just
Would
stop
be very
mentioning
sad.
drivers who are doing well. I will say I'm excited for when the guys on the mediums pit because if they run into quite a bit of traffic, the people pitting later for those mediums might actually end up getting a jump on them.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, if we look at the gap to leader, Fatal, I think. I don't know what the pit delta is. Is it 25 seconds around here?
I have no idea.
I think if I was Fatal, I would just go on a few more laps to pull that gap and not be held up in traffic. But I don't
Yeah.
think he
Oh,
has much concern right now. He has a nice
no,
lead and yeah.
no. It's especially when you look at the map, it's a very significant lead he has. You don't even really need to push. You just need to be consistent, keep it clean.
Yeah. I think Bursey might be able to get it done here. Puts it up to overtake mode.
Oh, he's still fairly.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
late sand. Ah, just not
he
close enough.
thought about it. He really wanted to, but just a bit too far back.
Yeah, one man who's pushing his spot on. He passed the other McLaren of Porridge and set
With
the
the
fastest lap
fastest
of the
lap.
race.
Yep.
Yep. Juventus
Um,
has already caught up to iFunder. The gap was like 3 seconds when we
he's really
first started.
showing great speed.
Yeah, just a bit unlucky with the lap 2 incident. But just needs to be patient with his move past iFunder.
Yeah. The last thing he needs is any sort of wing damage that'll slow him down.
Oh, he's.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I was on
Wow.
board with him.
Yeah, okay, well,
Oh, he's
you
hit
know,
him again.
was, he's really struggling with the braking with that wing. That's so unfortunate. On the hards too.
Um, I don't know what to say. I mean, both times in that corner I've been on board with him, and you said something about how well he's doing. Then yeah, that happens.
Oh wow, you don't really realize how bad the commentators curse is until you're commentating. It's unreal.
Yeah, I used to think it was a myth, but no, not anymore.
Here we are.
So what do you do if you're Juventus?
Oh, I
Oh,
mean,
is
well,
Andrew pits?
if the wing damage is drivable, I think you have to stay out. Hitting now is you're just gonna kill any chance of a solid result.
Yeah, you can stay with the racing point. Oh, is
Ooh,
side by side through P2. Imran is doing a good job of defending his position, but I think he needs to pick up the pace if he wants to keep Bursey behind, because at the end of the race Bursey will be very quick on softer tires.
well, he's right around that lap 9 point, so those mediums are probably feeling a little spicy.
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, about Juventus, his pace seems to be okay. He's not as quick as before, but it's still top 5 pace. I think it would be an early pit stop for mediums, but yeah, I don't think it's necessary for him to pit right now.
No, I mean, it's 5 tenths now. If he can keep with it, there's just no reason. Now, Bodhod really close to P-Dog.
Oh,
Tried
might
to look
make a move.
up the inside, but
Yeah, he needs to be quick
oh,
if
he
he
goes
wants to
for
make the
another one.
two-stop work. Oh, slight contact. He's
Woo.
just about held it. But you
He's
know,
all over the place. Oh no.
you see the power of, I mean, starting on the softs versus hards. I think
Yep.
softs to mediums is pretty much equivalent to just doing a stint on hards. And yeah,
Yep.
Boyard already catching up. I
Runs a
think
little wide.
Bursey had a look into turn 1.
He's really close on the back of him.
No, just doesn't have the straight line speed. As Boyard makes the move past Speedo. Down the inside, and I think it's done right now. Is it?
And Bursey passed Imran.
Yep. Finally. I think
Yeah.
Imran might be wanting to pit now, and
Ooh.
yeah, his tires, he's just struggling with the traction.
Yep. It's definitely the time to come in. I think for me, lap 9 was about as far as I wanted to go, so
Yeah, the hards do last quite a way. I mean, they don't lose pace, but they just start feeling slidey at the end of the race.
yeah, the hards really, like, a few laps does not make too much of a difference. You really need to be doing, like, I'd say like 7 more laps in the hards to really see a noticeable difference.
Hmm. Despite the wing damage, Juventus is actually quite close to iFunner, and I
He's
think he's
keeping
going
with
to go
them.
for a move. Just doesn't want to understeer into the side of the racing point.
Well, and with that wing damage, the braking points are going to be so tough.
Yep.
Now, if I'm Juventus, I'm thinking iFunner is probably going to be pitting soon. And then you'll be free to kind of maybe chase down Imran, who's already 10 seconds up the road.
Yeah, I think iFunner's... Oh, Juventus is spinning.
Imran stays out.
Can Juventus do 20 laps on mediums?
No, I would say absolutely not.
I mean, I've seen people do 15, 16 before, but 20?
I I think I was watching the tier 3 race and I predicted that at lap 20 those mediums will go pop, so I guess we'll get some we'll actually get to run a test and see how long those can
Yeah,
go.
it needs to be smooth with his driving, but also needs to be quick, so he can make up ground to the
You know,
championship leaders.
I wonder if he's kind of banking on a safety car, get as much pace out of the car as he can now and hope that something comes up at the end.
And get the fastest lap point as well.
Yep.
And Burrs is not really falling out from Fatal. I think the tires are right at the crossover point where the hards start to become faster.
And now Bodhot is caught right up to the back of iFunder.
Yeah, let's hope it goes
Looking
better than
good.
what Juventus tried.
Ooh. Little touch, little touch.
Yeah, no damage from that, I think. Will he send it down the inside? No.
Oh. You know what?
iFunder's
He forced him
defense.
to go inside, parks it on the apex. Can't get by.
Yeah, this is some hard defending from iFunder. Very defensive with his lines, but it's working for him so far, as Fatal pits,
Fatal
following his
pits.
teammate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
he's being held up because of his teammate. Oh no, it's just a visual glitch for me.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
the pit crew wasn't out for me.
wow. And funner pits, so Bodhod on those fairly fast mediums can now start.
Can he jump him? Oh, he might jump him
Oh,
actually.
it's so close.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
deep.
run deep. I think he's made it though.
He got it.
Despite the
Wow.
wing change, he's been so quick.
Great driving from Bodhod.
Yeah, but the thing is, he has to make another pit stop now, and
Yeah.
those mediums will start going off soon.
Just an interesting telemetry thing. Juve is already on 6 seconds of penalties.
That won't be helping him.
No, as he's right on the back of our Kaka, I think.
As yeah, Juventus has managed to jump by Thunder during the pit stop phase.
Yeah. Looking very racy as they get onto the DRS straight, right on the back. Surely he'll have the speed for this.
Yeah, should be a easy move past, and it is.
Indeed. Now, Fatal looking like he has pretty good pace too.
But does he
Keeping, at
need to
least
risk
keeping
it?
with Botthod.
Yeah, because Boda has to pit again, so I
Yeah.
mean, is it really worth it? Because then the net person he's fighting is Imran, and
Yeah.
who's already dropped 7 seconds from Bursey. I don't know how that
Yeah.
happened. He must have made a
I,
mistake.
well, he's on lap 12 of these mediums and he hasn't pit yet, so,
Yeah, his tires are
and,
dead.
and pits now, yeah, so I think it's just the pace of them falling off.
Oh, very slow into the pit. Does he have a puncture? Because he was very slow during that last sector.
On
Anyway,
12 lap old mediums. That'd be
that'd be
crazy.
worrying for Juventus, but I don't think he
Oh,
had a puncture. Yes, Imran's on hearts. Let's see where he comes out. Relative to Juventus will be interesting. Oh, you should be able to jump him. Yeah.
yeah, well, Juventus does go the fastest, setting a 39.9 on those mediums, but he has to be thinking if he wants these to last 20 laps, he has to be fairly careful on them.
Yeah, can't be pushing them all the way every single lap, and I think he'll be hoping for a safety car.
Now, what did we say the pit stop was? About 25 seconds
I think so.
total. I think it'll be important to keep checks on Bursey and Fatal's gap, because if Bursey can have a pretty good stint, he might have a good shot at Fatal towards the end.
Yeah, you're right, but I think Fatal will start catching up to Bursey on his fresher hearts. But he's being
Right.
held up by Bodot, so... Yeah, you're actually pretty spot on with that comment.
Oh, thanks.
But he needs to make the move past, and it depends on how much he's willing to risk it, because even if Fatal finishes P2, he's champion. So...
Yeah, Jay Ghost's saying those mediums will be okay if he doesn't overheat them. And I'm just worried, if he's doing 39.9s, I just can't see them lasting. He has to be so careful. Now Fatal, he's starting to get really close to Bodhod.
Yeah, I think Bodot's tires are dying too, and so is Bursey's, because they've cashed up quite a bit to him.
Yeah, 10 laps, that's you're getting towards the end of the life.
As one Red Bull makes his move, I think Juventus will be looking to make a move on Imran as well. And Bada doesn't fight it because he knows there's not much point.
No. No, if I mean Bodhod with this really interesting strategy, if he can be consistent, keep good pace, he's looking for a pretty solid result for Alpha.
He is a good gap to Porridge and not Porridge, Imran, and oh, Juventus switches to the
Woo!
inside. Oh no.
Oh, contact!
Oh, no damage, I think.
How are they alive? Wow.
Oh, maybe more contact? No, they leave each other space. Juventus
Little
passes
wheel
Imran.
touch, but they get by. I cannot believe that no one spun from that.
Yeah, it really looked like it, but but yeah, like you said, I think Barnard is a good gap to Juventus and Imran, especially after their little tangle.
Yep.
And he'll be on fire at the end with a fresh set of mediums.
Just with Juventus on old mediums and Bodhod on those mediums, if there is a safety car towards the end, that will just absolutely make their race.
Yeah, I think the question is now, when do you pit for the new set of mediums? And for both Barnard and Bursey. I mean,
Yeah.
if you pit now, we can make it to the end. But do you need to?
No, I'd probably wait at
Maybe until
least.
lap 18, just to get the
Yeah,
maximum out of them.
yeah. The hards they're really just so consistent. You don't want to risk your mediums falling off at the end when you're kind of in the push phase to get those last few positions.
Yeah, another battle developing on track is iFunder and Andrew. They're pretty close. Their net position is higher than this because obviously some people haven't done their pit stops, like
Yep.
Peyton, Porridge, and I think Arkaka as well. He's doing the two-stop too. As
Really, watching them go through that corner, it just highlights how tough it is to make a move here. The dirty air through the first 2 or 3 turns, whatever that is just, it makes it so difficult to be close enough, even though you have DRS.
it's all about positioning your car and not making mistakes around this track.
Yeah.
Unless there's a significant pace advantage, it's difficult to get past this. I think we saw that quite a bit in the Tier 1 race earlier.
Yeah. And
Oh,
ooh,
Andrews. What was that? That was interesting.
I think he missed the breaking point.
Yeah,
It looked like he was gonna go right into the back and just chose to
aborted.
abort. Now we were talking about the gap for Fatal and Bursey. It was 15 seconds. Fatal now bringing that down to 13 seconds. So again, he really is in control of this race.
Yeah, true, but it's not really as much as, I mean, it's not the same advantage that Bursey will get. Bursey will be much quicker at the end of the race. Will be 2 seconds a lot faster, so we'll see. I think
It'll
he'll be close, but
it'll be really interesting and fun to watch. But if Fatal has some good pace and good traction, even on those quicker tires, it'll be tough to get the job done.
yeah, I think Bursey lost too much time at the start with the incidents ahead, and Fail was just able to strike through.
Yeah, should be. I mean, he's definitely on for a podium, I think.
I think the podium here will be definitely Bursey and Fatal. That's without a doubt. But
Yeah.
the final podium position, I mean, looks like Juventus if he can make the tires last. But Bardoid and Imran are also contenders. So yeah, you don't know.
It'll be very exciting with all the tires, and I don't know, maybe we'll get a safety car to spice it up. So
It would
yeah,
be great
I'm
right now.
very excited. Really, only battle on the track is Andrew and iFunner.
Yeah, and I think the safety car would be really helpful for the two drivers outside of the points. Kano and Groot, they got caught up in opening lap incidents, and yeah, the race has been pretty underwhelming. So yeah, they would want a safety car to get closer to
It'll
the
come
back.
down to it.
Oh, as Juventus is caught up to Porridge. Will make the move, switches to the outside into turn 1. Yeah, Port just lets him by. But gets a time penalty in the process. So that's in 9 seconds now, I think, for Juventus.
He's make it hard on himself towards the end to stay with the.
Yeah, I don't think he can get higher than third now. Oh! Oh no, he's hit the wall. Juventus has hit the wall. He hit it with his rear tire. And it's developed a safety car. Oh. I think there's an issue with your mic, Arbor. It's really cutting out and I can't hear it.
How's it now? Sorry.
Yeah, okay, it works now, but
Okay, better. Yeah.
that is really weird. Well, Berzi's got a really unnecessary penalty, but
Oh,
Juventus, he touched the wall with his rear tire, which made him spin round, lose his front wing. But then it brought out a safety car.
this is I'm
mean,
just shocked.
This is like self-crashgate.
I didn't
Because
like.
it puts him back in the race. Well, Berzi and Fedel are in. Berzi
Yeah,
serves his 5 seconds too, so Berzi is the net leader of this race.
Berzi, I was saying a late safety car was going to bring things alive for someone, and Berzi is in just an incredible position. Bodhod, too, also gets that stop for the mediums. This is crazy.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to pit for mediums right now. And I mean, yeah, anytime we've talked about Juventus, something's happened, but it looks like this will actually really help him.
Well, I didn't know you could do a solo crash gate to get yourself back into it, but
Arkaka's gonna drive through. That's weird.
must be speeding maybe.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen the solo crash gate. I think before in a practice race, but not in the real race. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't intentional.
In the chat, apparently a similar thing happened in Baku for Juventus. Got a safety car and helped him out. So I don't know. Maybe he's got the strats for that. But
yeah, so now he's down to P7 with the front wing change. But crucially, I mean, everyone's bunched up, and I think he's shown today that he has the best pace of everyone. So
yeah, he has the pace. But unfortunately, he also has the penalties. So
that's true.
Lots of laps, though. There'll be time for this grid to spread out.
Yeah, so as it stands, Vettel will be crowned champion tonight, unless he finishes third. I think if he finishes third, Berzi might be able to take it.
Yep.
Because 35, yeah, the gap would be down to 25, and yeah, it would be unlikely, but it would be mathematically possible for.
I'm just looking at the tires fitted and the laps on them, all zero, fresh mediums. We basically have a extended sprint race to the final. I will be shocked if there's not some sort of collision or drama to end this race.
Yeah, well, one man who's been really unlucky with the timing of the safety car is iFunner, because he was doing brilliantly in P5 and P4 even, with Juventus' mistake, but the safety cars put him in a really bad position because everyone on hards was able to pit and come out in front of him.
Forage with the 5 seconds for
He'll
exceeding
be able
track
to
limits.
get that removed if he wants to.
Of course.
But speaking of him, he's actually, I mean, done quite well under the radar. Up to P4. He was last at one point, but the hard strategy.
Both Porridge and Peyton are also in really good spots. I mean, listen, this is honestly anyone's race at this point.
Yeah, I think penalties will be crucial right now.
Yeah.
And
actually, I'll give a quick rundown of the penalties.
Yep.
We have 6 seconds for Bodhod, 3 seconds for Peyton, 9 seconds for Juventus, and then 6 for Kano. Everyone else is clean.
Yeah, basically a sprint race, but Juventus, he needs to make the moves as quickly as possible and keeping his front wing intact. I mean, that would
Yeah,
be critical.
he can't repeat the previous mistake and run into people.
Yeah, this has really helped Guru and Kano get back in the race. So I'm excited to see what they can do.
I'm telling you, anyone can win, and especially with Bersey, Fatal, and Bodhod all having like really solid pace, there's a chance something spicy will happen, and people below them can kind of jump into podium positions. So,
Yeah, I think the safety car is going to come in this lap, so it's all about to kick off.
oh,
Just
I'm
waiting
so
for
excited.
Kano to catch up.
Well, you know what? I don't think we could ask for a better safety car.
Yeah, perfectly timed. I mean, it mixed up all the strategies. I think
Yep.
Juventus did it just for the viewers.
And yeah, there goes the safety car, and Brizzy will has control and will be able to restart this race.
Yeah, get your predictions in the chat, everybody. Who's going to be a top three here, and importantly, will Fatal win the championship? And
Aye.
is Berzy's backing up the pack quite slowly, actually. So it does take a
Yeah,
while for the safety car to come into the pits.
I will say when I did my restart for the tier 2 race, it's kind of shocking how long it takes that safety car to get into the pits.
Yep,
And there he goes.
Berzy's gone early. I think he's caught out Fatal slightly because the gap is 8 tenths already as they cross the line.
Yeah, great restart.
Everyone all clean. I think Imran's been caught out, and that's going to put Juventus all over
Hugely.
him. No
This is
DRS.
exactly what he needs because now there's no train to Imran, and Juventus can just make the move without having to worry about that.
Well, DRS won't be open for another 2 laps, but I mean, it helps that the car ahead doesn't have any slipstream.
Yeah,
As,
exactly.
yeah.
And I mean that's a pretty tasty gap for the Red Bull.
Peyton's close to making a move on the McLaren, but can't.
And Juventus likewise has to stay behind.
Yeah, very difficult to pass at this track. You can see Juventus pushing very hard.
Yeah, he's basically going to be pushing Imran through the corners. He wants to get by as soon as he can.
Yeah, just look at how much different lines he's taking.
Yeah,
He could be able to pull alongside, but
he's
yeah.
he's thirsty for it, but he has to be careful. He cannot afford another wing change.
It looks like he's faster everywhere you can't overtake, which is very annoying.
Faster everywhere but the straights is really unfortunate around Singapore.
Indeed, as yeah, the gap between Bersey and Fatal is stable. They've pulled out from Bodod slightly, but yeah.
Ooh, and P-Dog is also right on the back of Porridge.
Yeah, I think Porge is out of position here. He's made the strategy work perfectly, but his pace, I'm not so sure, but it's so difficult
Yeah.
to overtake that he can hang on.
Oh, look at how close he is. I I just and Juventus turn one.
Down the
Imran.
inside. They made contact before, will they now? No, Peyton!
Oh, they touch again.
Oh, yeah, some real
Oh.
banging. I think up ahead, Peyton and the McLaren, they touched each other too.
This is getting really scrappy, and meanwhile Bersey is keeping Fatal behind him, and it's actually looking really solid for the Haas, man.
Yep, Juventus
Oh,
sends it
dive!
down the inside.
Oh, he
Can he make it work?
overshoots.
Oh, with the switchback, the Renault man comes through.
I think he had to give that one back for
Yeah.
overshooting. Wow,
Juventus
this is
obviously
getting
getting
tasty.
annoyed.
Well, that's the thing. You have to be so patient around here because as soon as you get on edge and try to force a move, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, but he has to be decisive with his moves as well because the
Yeah.
top runners are running away. You can already see Porridge is 3.5 seconds off
Oh,
Bodhod. It's Payton,
the
I think.
gap is the gap is awful. This is working really well for Bodhod, who does have penalties if
Oh,
this group keeps fighting.
yeah. Payton, I think. I mean, they're
Looking
gonna
for
keep
it.
fighting. This corner is gonna be tricky. Can the
Ooh,
McLaren hang in? No, he can't. So yeah,
Ferrari's in
Peyton.
front. Oh,
So next
I'm
one
just
to
waiting. I'm just waiting for a crash.
yeah, I think it's inevitable at some point. Oh, Juventus into
No,
the last corner. No
no,
way.
don't do it. I can't
I mean,
believe this.
yeah, I'm surprised he even thought of it. 'Cause I think
Um,
Andrew's close to iPhone.
Arkaka, meanwhile, pits. I think he must have caught wing damage because iFunner, Andrew, and Gru are kind of emulating the group in front of them and are all very close.
Yep. Let's see what Juventus and Imran are doing this lap. Yeah, I think Juventus is just staying behind and watching this unfold as yeah, I'm
Imran, do
not
you?
sure if it's going to unfold that well.
Oh, this there. Oh,
Yeah.
nice switchback by Porridge. Juventus on the outside.
Brilliant defending by the McLaren. I mean,
And Juventus
awesome
is going to
stuff.
get it done. That's a great
Oh,
move, but he
it's
picks
a
up three
penalty.
seconds. That's
As, oh,
12.
Imran's going for a move around the outside. Yeah, it's smart
Backs
for him to
out.
back out. As
Yeah.
if you look up front, it's only 2 tenths between the leaders,
Oh my
so
gosh.
Fatal showing his face.
Now,
Bursey is the last person to let him go, so yeah,
and the ERS of both of these drivers fairly similar, so oh, this is just too much excitement.
that's true. Oh, Juventus,
Oh,
no!
Juventus! He goes straight
No!
on, and he turns around
Oh,
and knocks his wing.
well, I mean,
Oh, that's tragic.
is it another safety car? No, not this time, unfortunately. Well, how bad is it? I mean, it's quite bad. Yeah, it's
It's
basically
it's
red.
quite bad. T11.
It was
That's I
quite.
think that's the end of his race.
Yeah, I think he can just go for the fastest lap now.
Yeah.
It was weird because it looked like Juventus got it all slowed down, and I think he reacted to the car in front of him going slowly and had to turn out of it. Then just couldn't turn back in and had to avoid the wall as he
Yeah.
misses the pit entry.
Just an kind of
Safety.
unenforced error, I think. Um,
Yeah, just unfortunate for Juventus.
yeah. Now going on to T1 and 2, that gap is still around 3 seconds. Um,
Oh,
and
Imran and
again,
Porridge, they're so close. Heading into the DRS
outside.
straight. Switches to the inside.
Great move from Inran.
They're very assertive and gets it
You know,
done.
Imran, he's doing really well. He's gone from just being under constant pressure from Juventus, and now he's kind of taken that, and now he's up into P5. Um, must be said though, 4 seconds back to P-Dog.
Yeah, with Porges cost a bit. I think Imran was in the fight for a podium earlier, so the safety car hasn't really worked out for him, but he's put on a good show tonight.
Now, has Bodhod always been this close to the top two?
No, he was a second off, but just caught back up.
Really close up. Yeah. I think the most important delta here is the 6 seconds between P-Dog and Bodhod. If this front group can keep this pace, Bodhod will be able to keep the third place and get that podium.
Yep, true. Fail just doesn't seem to be quick enough to get past him. I mean, maybe he's marginally quicker, but it's not big enough of a pace advantage to close up with the dirty air and just get past the Haas.
Well, and I believe Bersey is running a 9-7 wing, so
A
it's kind of
9-7?
a 9-7 wing. So he's gonna be pretty quick in the straights, I think.
Yeah, he'll definitely be quick in the straights, but I thought it'd be snappy in the corners, but I mean, he's clearly making it work for himself, so
Yeah.
yeah, not
Well, it's like
doubting
you
anything.
said, right? If you're a little slow in the corners but fast on the straights, you can really make it work. But
Yeah.
wow, Fatal's right on the back of him.
Juventus into the pits. Not surprised, I think he'll just be going for the fastest lap at this point. I mean, there could be another safety car, but I don't really
Well,
expect it.
Well, and good on him for you know, not retiring in the pits and sticking with it, because yeah, you never know what can happen.
Yeah. I mean, for all is possible, I mean, Vettel could retire and Bursey could retire and the championship fight could go on.
I mean, hey, we we got a safety car, so like anything can happen.
Yeah. Especially with the group behind iFunner, they'll start battling quite soon.
Yeah.
And Porchgar
Well,
is actually, he has good pace, he's sticking with him, man.
yeah. You know, it might calm down for a bit as we're in this kind of awkward phase where the race isn't really coming to the end, but it's getting there. I think once we get to about, you know, the last 3 laps, Fatal, Andrew, they're all gonna start thinking, I need to go for a move now, and then that's when incidents are gonna happen.
Yeah, when you start getting desperate, things like
Exactly.
that could happen, but I mean, I haven't
Ooh,
seen anything like that from Fatal this season.
Andrew with a run on iFunner. He goes to the outside.
Slight lag from the racing point.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's scary always. But I think he got
But
the move done.
yeah, well on him. He gets it
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
Good
nicely
move.
done. Next up is Groot. And I'm not sure how this has happened, but Juventus has somehow not changed his tires, or at least from what I can tell.
He didn't get a drive through, did he?
No, he's changed his wing. Oh, I think it's the. Well, it was a similarly used set. His earlier medium stint. It
No,
was.
it's 3 laps of mediums. He has his second pair went 7 laps, his third pair went 6, and then he's on 1 lap old mediums. Wow.
Oh, it says 8 laps to me, so. Yeah.
Oh,
I
other
don't
way
know.
around then. What I said, but opposite.
Yeah, anyway, up front, I think Bardott's being a bit frustrated here. It looks like he has the pace, but just can't do anything because of the DRS of Fatal.
Again, it's going to be interesting if this frustration comes to anything towards the end of the race, as Andrew picks up 3 seconds for corner cutting.
Interestingly, the top three, they all have like the exact same DRS deployment percentage.
Very, it's going to come down to the end, and I'm so excited to see what happens.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good point. If you remember back to Germany, I think it was, Fatal and Juventus were more or less just kind of holding position, and then at the end, last few laps, Fatal just strung it together, got the jump on him, deployed everything he had for the win. So he might be kind of prepping for a similar thing where
Oh,
he just holds
Fatal's had
position.
a slide.
Ooh,
He was really close up to Bursey, and I think the Derby are
this
just.
this might let Bodhod in.
Yeah, good point with Germany, but I think the difference here is with Germany, you could really stick with them because of DRS, and here
Yeah.
it's just passing difficulty because of how tight the track is.
I know if I was in their spot, I just want to get the move done as soon as I could, because you know the defense here is just so easy, right?
Yeah.
Especially if pace is
Oh,
similar.
Bursey's got a penalty. That is
Well,
not going to help him at all. Will Fatal know? If he knows, he'll just slip behind, I think.
yeah, that's not what you want if you're leading the race and the guy behind you has 0 seconds. Because now his win condition is to pull 3 seconds to basically someone who's at or you know very similar pace.
Yeah, I think Bursey, I don't think he's going to win unless there's an incident between Fatal and Barthard. And Fatal
All I'll
very
say,
close.
all I'll say is I hope Fatal doesn't know he has a penalty, and we get some
Just,
sort of action at the end.
yeah, indeed. We'd like to see them going flat out, not just sticking behind and winning on penalties, which I've done quite a bit in AM1, but yeah, we'll just ignore that.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
oh,
because
Bursey's struggling a bit.
yeah, looking very unstable through the hairpin.
but still, no way past.
No. I mean, if if he has like a huge advantage on the straight line speed, you're really just relying on a mistake from the driver for any sort of move.
Speaking of moves, I think Guru is getting close to making a move on iPhone
About
for
5
PA.
tenths.
Yeah. Not on this lap, it seems. So let's jump back to the leaders then. Actually, he could be close enough at... No, he's not close enough at turn 1.
He might have something on the DRS. Importantly, the ERS deployment of Bursey is about 43. Fatal, meanwhile, at 60. So I think Bursey is feeling the pressure from the Red Bull.
Yeah, Burzi's
Oh,
missed the apex.
this
And
is
this
his
sets it up
chance. Fatal
perfectly.
has to get it done here.
Boddard also very close. It's Fatal down the
Oh,
inside.
he
Oh!
squeezes him! Oh, they touch the wall!
That was so close, and now Boddard sees the opportunity. And will he send it down the inside? No, he won't.
No, he waits.
I don't think Bursey saw Fatal there, switching to the inside very late and sort of pushed him into the wall and realized it very late that he was there.
That could
Fatal
have been the...
putting the pressure.
Wow.
This is excellent.
I don't know. I think Bursey tried to. Oh!
Boddard
They get
round the
really close
outside.
there.
Oh, you see the...
Oh, and he hits Fatal!
Oh,
He's around!
oh no. Oh,
Huge!
Boddard... Oh, he's
no, what's
put him up in
happening?
the air. Wow, that sector 2 yellow flag. I think it's too late for a safety car. Yeah, Boddard just
And-
lets him go.
Class from Bodhod, let's Fatal go.
Yeah, and Fatal
6
has no wing.
seconds. The Bursey. And he has no wing. Oh no.
Oh, has someone made a mistake? Bursey, I think Bursey's went off. No.
The gap is
yeah,
7 tenths.
Yeah, Bursey's went off. Bursey has no
What
wing.
is happening?
Bursey made a
What?
mistake. Boddard leads. What a crazy lap.
Bodhod takes the lead, and
But with
both the
penalties.
guys behind, he has the pace to take the win. This is insane. What?
What has happened in one lap? Bursey's mistake was he's gonna try to stick it out. How bad
He
is his
has
damage?
to stay out because
Fatal onto
Fatal.
softs.
and just oh my gosh, and just like that, I think the championship battle is well and alive into Japan now.
Well, it depends on what Bursey can do. He pretty much had it covered for half a lap, but
Because
then
he has no wing and he has
Fatal.
3 seconds of penalty.
yeah, I
Oh
think
my gosh.
maximum he can do is P4 at this point. I don't think he can hold up Imran and Peyton. Unless they have penalties. Can you have a look if they have
I will-
penalties?
So, P-Dog has 3 seconds and Imran has 0 seconds. So, Imran is actually on for a
P2.
really good result.
Yeah.
P2, yeah.
If Juventus pits also for softs, I think this might come down to the fastest lap point.
I just can't believe what we've just seen.
Yeah. So I believe Bursey has 3 wins this season and Fatal has 4 wins. The gap needs to be 27 points for Fatal to secure the title. Right now it's 35 minus, it's 19. So yeah, he needs Bursey to drop down the field and needs to get himself the fastest lap point.
3 tenths to P-Dog and then 7 seconds to
Sector 1
Bodhod.
yellow flag. What's happened?
It's an alpha. Is that...
There's no way. It's
No.
Boddard.
He's
It is.
Bodhod has lost it. His wing, huge damage. Oh my god.
Imran might win this race. What a crazy
Imran-
action.
Imran is in the best spot to win this race. I cannot believe
Peyton
what I'm
has
watching.
penalties. Yeah. Okay, he just needs to be careful while passing these drivers. I mean, the race was also, standard until these last 4 laps. And Bursey's actually holding on with his epic straight line speed.
I just
Bodhod
don't have
is-
any words anymore. That's just
I mean,
crazy.
Fatal could have stayed out and been involved in this as well.
100%. And Bodhod hits the wall again, and now he has absolutely 0 wing.
Oh, Peyton down the inside. Oh, they touch. Oh. Okay,
Oh my gosh.
Imran needs to make these moves quickly. Past
If
Bersy and
T-Dog can
Barod.
run away, he can secure a win.
Yeah.
It's only 3
Oh,
seconds over these next
Imran
two
sends it
laps.
down the inside. Oh, he hits some
Oh
big
my
time.
gosh. And
This
Berzy's
is
straight line
costing
speed
him
might
time.
keep it for him.
Yeah, Imran's in such an annoying position. Connor gets a penalty.
Oh, he has to get him through these turns.
Yeah, he needs to do it in the sector. Otherwise, Peyton will be
Oh,
too
bot
far
hard.
away. Oh no, Imran gets a penalty.
3
It's
seconds?
done.
No.
I think
And
Peyton's done it.
Peyton is on to win the Singapore Grand Prix. I cannot. What a race.
Yep.
And
And
Imran's just staring at two guys with zero
Porridge is
wing.
catching up. Porridge Farrer is catching up
Porridge
for
is
his
at
first podium.
1.5 seconds.
Oh, they're 3 wide through the
3
penultimate
wide.
corner.
Ooh,
Oh, contact.
contact. Oh
Imran's
my
made it.
god, what is going on?
Porridge might get them both.
Porridge is. He's gonna get past
Oh,
Bod Todd.
and down the inside.
Sensors.
Boyle keeps it. Wow,
Porridge
I
is
mean,
gonna get a podium
what a
too.
finish.
I can't believe
I've
it.
never seen anything like this. 4 drivers, the 4 leaders, all making mistakes. Barod, Bursey,
Now, what's gonna happen? Oh,
or Porridge. Yeah, he
Porridge
surely has to make it.
inside, nice move.
Yep, he makes it. So really,
Easy
Porridge
move,
is gonna
well
get
done.
second unless he has penalties.
Let me check. Porridge has 0 seconds, so yeah, he's looking for good for second place.
Okay,
Wow.
so I don't know if Fatal wins the championship. Because Fatal is going to get 3 points, P9 on fastest lap, unless Juventus
Yep.
can deny him. Burzi is going to get 12, which is going to put the gap down to 26 points.
Son
Yeah,
Bursey could win with
yeah,
a win, fastest lap,
and a Fatal DNF. I mean,
and a fatal DNF.
Juventus gets the
And
fastest
there's
lap.
Juventus
Okay, yeah.
with the fastest lap, huge for the title race.
Denying his team. Oh, but
Wow.
yeah. I mean, this has just been crazy, and I don't want to miss Peyton winning the race. Has he won a race this season? I mean,
I don't
he's
think
always been
so.
up front. I mean, unreal ending. Who would have thought 5 laps ago,
What a
4 laps
race.
ago, he wins in Singapore? And
Wow.
Imran and P2 and Porridge, I think, driver of the day. Oh, no, he had a penalty.
5 seconds for an unfair penalty?
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
he
think it was under the
keeps
safety
the
car.
win.
iFunner P5. Bought out P6.
After all of that, iFunner still he gets right back up to where he started. That is amazing.
Mega race. Can Fatal pick up a position with penalty? Oh, he's slowed down. Is he out of fuel? What's he doing? Does he
I
think he's won the championship?
What is he doing? This is
I don't think he's won it.
what is going on?
Uh,
I actually what's he doing? What's he doing? Why?
well,
I mean, he
that's
still gets
rude.
9th, but just more airtime, I guess. Lets us talk a bit longer. What? All right, all right. Well,
Arcaka still gets a point after an adventurous race, and Juventus, yeah, just
this,
couldn't really keep it clean as he
yeah, he
takes P11, and the stake, the last driver to complete the race. No DNFs, interestingly. I mean, looking at the amount of incidents.
I'm just absolutely flabbergasted at those last 3 laps. I
Oh,
cannot
Bruce
believe what I just
somehow
saw.
crashed. Grugas King's AI has crashed on the straight. I don't want to know how that's happened. Anyway.
Kind of fitting for the madness that happened in these last few laps.
Yeah. Well, who was your driver today? Let's ask to both of you in the chat.
I I just want to give it to Porridge. I
think
mean, he stuck
Porridge
with
and
it.
iFunder, both contenders.
You know what? iFunder's a really good contender because he had just an incredible start. Really unlucky with the safety car, but then he sticks with it to get right back to 5th spot. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he just kept it clean throughout the race, which we haven't seen so far. I mean, throughout the season, he's been involved in many incidents, but tonight he
Yeah.
just did a very good job. So, congratulations to him for his P5 finish. Will surely up Racing Point in the standings, and look at the penalties.
And to
Fatal.
think, like 3 laps before the end of this race, it was looking like it was going to be Fatal, Brizzy, and Quad Auto on the podium, and then we get 3 different cars by the time it's all said and done. That is amazing.
Yeah, let's get them for interviews then.
Yeah. Wow.
Can you invite the top three?
Yes, I'll do my best. Oh geez, what is happening? Alright, P-Dog. Oh no, I'm doing this so slowly. Actually, you... I don't have many of them as friends. Can you give a hand?
Okay. It all kicked off in the last 3 laps. I mean, 3 separate incidents. We had first Bardot and Fatal colliding, then Bercy hitting the wall in his own, then Bardot making a mistake as well. So, I mean, what a race. Yeah, had he won the race, he would have had a great chance of fighting for the championship. I mean, he still has the chance, but would have been better. Okay, so inviting Porridge to the party for interviews.
I feel emotionally drained after watching that.
Yeah, let's see if the...
Tell me about it.
Yeah, we'll get onto you in a minute, mate. Okay, I suggested him to the party, so...
Oh, right. And I guess we should send Imran a invite too, eh?
Mhm. In the meantime, should we just start with our winner? Oh well, Porridge is in, yeah, welcome. Okay, suggested Imran to the party too, so...
Awesome, thank you so much.
As we wait for him to join, let's start with our P3 finisher, Porridge Power. Well, it
Yeah.
looked like you were driving a good race and the safety car really helped you, but then at the end of the race, you did some really good defending, and did you think you'd be able to get onto the podium?
No, no, I did not expect that. And you're right, the safety car pretty much helped me out exactly right at the right time. And then I was just trying to defend for all I can. Imran passed me and just checked out. But that last lap had had some pretty big toss-ups, so I was fortunate to take that opportunity.
Yeah, and about the 5 second penalty, where exactly did you get it? We couldn't quite catch it.
That was under the safety car, so I wasn't really. I don't think I gained any time, but I was just maybe a pixel off, and I got 5 seconds.
Yeah, you can ask for that to be removed, but yeah, very good job from you overall, and I think it's your first podium, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Anything else from you, Arbor? To Porridge?
No, it's a great race. Thanks for commentating.
Yeah, just congratulations
Thanks,
for
guys.
making it through.
Okay. Is Imran in the party?
He's been invited, but hasn't arrived. Probably go on to
Yeah, okay, let's go on to Peyton, and I mean, what a race. Did you think you would win with 4 laps to go? And I mean, did you expect all of that to happen?
Not at all. I was just gonna have a P4 finish, and then I heard that Bodhad was in trouble. I had no idea they all had damage, but then Fatal, I saw there were yellow flags, and he was slow, so I assumed I was gonna get a podium out of it, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, then you did a great job as soon as you cleared Bursey and Borat very quickly and pulled away the gap and got out the penalty range. And I mean, congratulations, you had a very silent race, but then with all the incidents, it got turned around very quickly, so well done.
Yeah. On lap, I think it was 15, it looked like I was gonna finish 8th, and then the safety car came out because I had damage early from fresh spinning out on lap 1, and I took my hard 17 laps with like basically half of a right wing.
Yeah, we saw that,
And
yeah, you were able to keep
I
up
didn't
with...
think it was gonna end well.
Yeah, congratulations. Is this your first win? I mean, I haven't been able to keep up.
Here it is, yes.
Yeah. Yep. Well done. Anything else you want
Thank
to
you.
add, Arbor?
Oh no, just congratulations. At the end of the day, you kept it clean when others couldn't, and just really deserved that win, man. Good job.
Thank you. Be
Yep,
back
so-
tomorrow for AM1.
Yeah. We'll see you then, and yep, so if you want to see more races next week, we have on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays our European Tier 3, 2 and 1 at 10 p.m. UK time, and America's Tier 2, same time as this week. And of course tomorrow, the top American drivers will go on and fight in AM1, 9 p.m. Eastern, so yep, we'll see you then.